What's going on, chat? Are we ready for another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast? We got to talk about the new quality of life features coming into Raid Shadow Legends. Finally getting to farm 2x Minnow. It only took them 6 years. We're going to talk about a live arena because I'm getting some mixed reviews on it. So we're just going to get set up over here and we'll be ready to go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
3, 2, 1.
1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. We are on episode number 95, closing in on that 100th episode. And not too many spoilers, but Plarium's got a surprise for you on that 100th episode. That's it. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We got new quality of life features coming into Raid Shadow Legends. Finally, we'll be able to farm 2x Minotaurs. I'm excited about that. We're going to talk about Live Arena. I've seen some back and forth on how people feel, whether it's good or great. And man, I'm excited because today we've got two special guests. We're going to start off with them first. Number one, we got DeCurst on the channel for the first time joining us on the podcast. DeCurst, how are you, brother?
I am fantastic. How are you today? Happy Sunday to everybody.
I'm doing great, brother. Thank you for joining us, and I appreciate you taking your wonderful hot Sunday and spending it with us, because I'm sure it's not, unless you're Gestel in the 70s where you are right now.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's 90 here.
Yeah. I'm sitting at 96 right here up in New Hampshire, right? New England.
Yeah.
Next up, the guys that I'm finally going to pronounce his name right, King Copium, is back with us again for another episode. King, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Dude, what's going on? How you doing, Knights? DeCurst, awesome to see you here. Chat, I hope you guys are all doing well. We are also roasting here in Indiana, but we're making do. So if you guys hear some fan feedback, now you know why.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm regretting wearing this beanie because I am sweating right underneath this. And I've got
the green one on. It's like you won't even be wearing it.
I got the AC cranked up in the house too. I'm like, oh, it's still hot. Next up, who's probably got way more heat going on right now than us, although it is a little darker. Our boy, Mr. Final Compachi. Ken, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Look at my skin color. Look, this part is why it's getting darker. Dude, I mean, no complaint. I love summer, so I didn't even go beach, by the way. It's just like walking outside, like every single day. And yeah, I'm doing good, man. I hope you guys doing as well. Doing good as well. I'm not complaining about the hot. I'm a summer boy. I hate winter. Sorry. If I got a power, I will delete the winter. So this is how I hate the winter.
Yeah,
So,
winter sucks.
I you know what? I don't think any of you guys have appreciation for snow or cold until you're out there delivering packages in the rain, in the heat. I will take it being 0 degrees outside in a blizzard over being 100 degrees outside and raining. I'm just saying.
I used to have a cab company and used to pick up college kids in the wintertime, and let me tell you, driving behind drunks on, potentially icy roads. Now I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I will take the cold any day. Not last, right? But we got two more. PJ's already getting his frowny face, upside down. But PJ, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Nah, doing awesome. Happy to be here. We got a couple, one new guest, the cursed one. Happy to have you on, and then King Copium back. Always good to have him on as well. And excited to talk about Raid. We got a bunch of good updates coming. Hopefully sooner than later, but the Plarium soon. Don't hold your breath.
Chat, how hot is it where you guys are? Because our next guest is sitting in a nice, cool 70 degrees.
Windows open, baby.
In California.
Beautiful 70.
Beautiful 70s in California. Mr. Gestel Gaming. Gestel, what's going on, brother?
Man, we pay for it, though. We pay for it. But this is time of year where it's like, this is the best time of year to live out here. They have like a marine layer that kind of stays over the sky till about 10 a.m. and it just keeps it cool. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful day. Sunday. How are you guys doing?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Not as good as you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll trade you that 20-degree weather, bro. Like it's I'll take
so
that
nice.
difference. What do we got here? We got 88 in Texas, 94 in Florida, 102 where Sus is. DK
Nice.
Tanjiro, 87 in Colorado. Jeez. Man, I will take this.
I don't feel
Damn.
bad. I don't feel bad.
Let's give a big shout out to our boy Mr. JR3 for the raid. Sorry I missed it, bro. But big shout out to Mr. J, not joining us this week, but is having some time off, well rested. If you guys aren't following our boy Mr. JR3, make sure you are. All right. We also got DK. Let me make sure I'm gonna say this right. Okay. We've got DK Tanjiro in the chat, so make sure we're following him over on Twitch, right? Giving him some love over there. Let's talk a little bit about. We're gonna talk about the fusion here real quick because I feel like the fusion might have been a letdown. First of all, have you guys fused them and done any testing with them, Gestel?
I fused them for the points on CVC, free points. Why not?
Yeah, everyone fused them.
You had to. Yeah, you had to. I guess, right? But I built them to 60. I have not booked them. Mostly just for the points in the event. I don't know if I'll book them though. But no, I haven't built them. Where am I going to use them? He's going in the vault.
Well, if you're doing the coalition event, one of the things was you have to use them for stage 30 to be able to get 280 points, which is 680 or 600.
Yeah, you got to beat stage 30 with him?
In it. Yeah. Yeah. And I will tell you, it was not easy, man. I used like a double Taurus Marichka, Aislinn, Kajita. I was like, there's no way. Like I tried.
You didn't use your solo Gallius? What?
Yeah, no.
Come on, everyone has a Gallius. Just throw the cock in there.
Yeah. let me get that done. But it was challenging, right? PJ, what about you? Have you tested him out at all?
No, I got his masteries. I'm gonna be using him for Faction Wars Hard for the dwarves. But I've heard and seen good things. At least most people are saying he's comparable to Thor, which is good if you're comparable to Thor.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, long-term fights, he's comparable to Thor. I will say the testing that I did with him, I did it with like a more realistic build. I think I was sitting at like 5,500, 280K, which is, a majority of what the community is going to have. And it did not feel as impressive. Ken, what about you?
Skip maybe A for a second.
Okay. King Copium, what about you?
I stuck to my guns and I held off on going for the fusion. I just didn't see the need. I mean, I know that, Force Nuker was an argument to be made. Hard Faction Wars, Event Dungeon, all that jazz. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. I might regret it, but we'll find out.
Okay. Curse, what about yourself?
I did not do the fusion. We didn't have the resources for it this time around.
Okay.
So.
And now Mr. Ken wants us to share this because this is going to feed off to his point. What about you, sir?
So they said like Tolin Fallbeard is a blah blah blah. He's well suited for the both PV and the PvP content. He's also top tier choose against the Crosso, the event dungeon boss. I really want them do a showcase on the stage 30 Crosso with the Tolin. And that was, this is the word, this is the text document we are getting about the fusion guys as a content creator. They just give us like a little bit brief about them, where you can use them, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, I think it's going to be good there, And I use him on my Event Dungeon stage 30 team because there is a mission, like you guys talked about that before, but he was there without gear. He just sitting there. He just died, and I killed him with the Loki. So
yeah,
I don't know if that helped, but yeah. Anyway, I got the fusion. Yeah, I'm done. He's gonna help me on the hard faction more too, so that's why I decided to go for him.
Okay. So yeah, Faction Wars, I think he was going to be pretty good on. I was pretty like I've been getting into the whole, doing a grading system on them and kind of explaining why I feel what they're getting. And after kind of playing with them, like, I think I've gotten to the point where I would really love to get to tier 3 more because I think it's going to make a bigger impact on whether a lot more people go for these fusions. Because again, when we showcase these guys and they're going with 10K attack, 330 crit damage, just really ridiculous builds, 6 stars, souls, I think that really changes a lot of the things, right? So my goal right now is to hit tier 3 to be able to showcase some of this stuff with a more realistic build. But I feel like I may have wasted the resources for 90% of all the content in the game because he's probably just going to stick in the vault. Do you guys feel the same way, chat? What about you guys? And Gestel, I mean, I know you haven't used them yet, but what do you think?
What do you mean? Think towards what?
Like, do you think he's going to be just a faction war specific, just kind of, wasted resources type of thing?
Honestly, I don't think you're wasting resources if you're getting Faction Wars done. I think Faction Wars is quality content, great resources. Man, I hit two Lego glyphs the other day. 1 speed, 1 attack percentage. Like, that stuff's great. The mats are great from Faction Wars, so I would never say it's wasted content or resources to build them for that content. I think that's probably pretty good. If you need to have them for 21 to farm or, to progress, whatever it is, I would say it's worth. But other than that, like, I'm not going to use them anywhere else, I don't think. I don't, maybe there'll be future content where he's worth. I know Kampachi hates to say that, but I'm not really. I went into the fusion not that, like, thrilled and not that, like, not thinking like, oh, I got to get this guy to be able to use it here, right? Like, I just didn't. I knew I was just grabbing him just to kind of grab it, whatever.
Okay,
he looks cool.
He does look cool. I think one of the best looking skins out of everyone out there. I love what they're doing. But PJ, what about you? Do you think he was wasted resources for 90%?
No, not at all. No, I think people are going to use him a lot. I watched Odd One a little bit the other day. I rated him. He started like a brand new Arbiter, like race Arbiter account, and he's using this dude. And he's getting him to like solo early Spider. He's been loving Thowlin. That's cool. And yeah, I mean,
early game accounts, I will say, will benefit because he's going to be pretty great everywhere else. But I'm kind of looking at an overview of the whole thing. Like, will he scale better towards the end game? I don't think he does.
I mean, no endgame player was going to really use him for anything outside of like hard faction war, I think. And then for the mid game, I think he's going to be good because he's a solid nuker. I mean, if in Hydra, if he ramps up, like a long battle, he ramps up, he does really good damage. He's going to be better than I think a lot of like mid game, probably Hydra damage dealers that they have right now. He's also a force nuker that could be good in like arena maybe. Yeah, I think he's going to be good for people.
Okay. I'm reading chat here and we've got some kind of mixed reviews. Let's go to King. If you pulled him, are you going to build him?
If I pull him, absolutely, I'll build him. Kind of the main reason why I decided to not go for the fusion wasn't more because I didn't think he'd be effective. It was just, it was going to max out my, my resources. And so with the coalition event going, I had stocked up on a ton of energy for the event dungeon, which turned out to be a tremendous letdown. So I kind of just I've been hanging out, building up. But long story short, back to him, I would definitely build him and use him. I mean, he looks effective. I like his kit. A lot of people were kind of getting down on him because they nerfed him, but in reality, they just fixed a broken thing in the coding. So I think he's a strong early game. I think he's definitely going to be helpful in the mid game, and then faction wars, hard faction wars, he'll get the job done for you somewhere. So
okay. Dakar, same question to you. Do you see yourself building him if you get him?
If I pull him, yeah, I'd build him. My account's still early enough where I would be able to find use for him. His ramp up damage is really decent. He's got a nice kit to him, being that he's force, I can throw him in on the, which I struggle with the, force clan boss. So I'd be able to put him in on a team and actually have a nuker that, can do some decent damage there as well. So, I would find uses for him being the stage where my account's at right now. So, yeah, I would definitely, put some time and effort into him.
Okay. And Ken, what about you? Do you see him using it or using him anywhere else but Faction Wars?
My account, no, man. Just hard faction more, that's it.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I feel like I myself did talk about him in a much higher regard after or prior to actually testing him out. And I will say that I feel we got to see the multipliers before we get the fusions. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, right? And I urge a lot of the tier 3s, it's not going to hurt you in the views if you guys are doing a more realistic build to kind of showcase, because I feel like maybe I wouldn't have, the coalition event had to go for him, but other fusions like this that might look good on paper and we don't know what their damage perspective is going to be. I think, getting a more realistic view of what the champion does would be a great idea. All right, let's talk about the bombshell of announcements that Plarium made for a couple of things coming into the game. And number one is going to be, I think, the most requested thing, 2x Minotaur farming. Ken, I'm going to start off with you, since, you don't believe in farming masteries. You believe in buying them because, free to play whale here.
It's an event though, right? It's not just coming in.
Yeah, it's an event. They're soft launching it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a dungeon, they release like
Gear
limited
Ascension.
time on the 2x, like not every dungeon was have a 2x. They release like Dragon 2x, like 1 week, stuff like that. I think they are going to do like testing a little bit. I don't know why. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be permanent eventually on the Minotaur 2x as well. You are right. I'm not farming masteries. Like if I put Star Sage, I'm not going to waste my time to farm masteries. I just max him and play with him. Like that's my logic. And thankfully, not every single day I'm putting Star Sage. I have a time to save my gems for the potential on the next 2 years. If I pull the Star Sage, my gem will be ready. So that's my logic. Not every single champion need a mastery. So like, for example, Ugo. Like my Ugos doesn't even have a mastery set. Like I've been using them a lot on the Hydra back in the day. You don't have to agree with me, but this is a good thing for the most of the community. I know people love Minotaur, and I'm getting asking that question a lot. Like, where is 2x? Why there is no more than stage 15 is the maximum level, right?
Yeah.
Like stage 20, yeah, hard stage, hard Minotaur, stuff like that. The answer of that, that's what I'm thinking. If they release like more than stage 15 or the hard difficulty on the Minotaur, they also need to calculate the gem cost that buy you masteries, right? So there is a balance right now by spending your energy to farm on your Minotaur and the buying the masteries. Like if this balance go off, it's because of that. I believe they are not releasing like stage 20 or the 25 whatever hard stage on the Minotaur. But 2x, good man. Like I don't know. Everything should be with 2x.
Okay. Let's talk about real quick. I want to ask chat if Ken, who is free to play and buys his masteries, yes, $14 free to play content creator that buys his masteries and uses brews to level up the champion, and me who farms Minotaur Labyrinth with the energy, who is more efficient? Let me know. Let's see who is more efficient with the resources. Go ahead, King.
Can I jump in on that? All right.
Yep.
So I think the average plays out to it's about 600 gems and energy refills to fully mastery a champion versus outright buying at 800 is the numbers that I've been led to believe to be the truth. So, I guess 200 gems difference is kind of the decision maker on that of time or grind, right? So, and I agree with Kenpachi that every champion doesn't need masteries, but I think that doing an event is a scary proposition for them introducing Super Raid Minotaur, because the way that they've implemented the Sand Devil tournaments and the Shogun tournaments, there's a horrible overlap going on there where you're having to kind of pick and choose, going for this or going for that. And I'm not a real big fan of it, but I am hoping that it's just a soft launch thing. But I run Minotaur for my masteries unless it's a champion that is account changing. Like I pulled Commodus and I bought his masteries instantly. But Deacon is somebody where I believe he needs his masteries as well. And that's somebody where I'll level him up in Minotaur and get his masteries while I'm doing that, because he's not an instant slot type champion.
Right. So here's the thing. If we're talking about this in a way where it's going to be an event, right? Do you guys possibly also think that we'll start getting rewards like a tournament for farming out masteries, right? So get some little bit extra rewards, especially if we're comparing it to what they do for Sand Devils and Sand Devils and Shogun. So that could also be one of the things that they do. PJ, what are your thoughts on the 2X?
Yeah, I'm very conflicted. It's again funny how they say we're testing it. It's not like we've been asking this for the entire time of the game. Like there's nothing to test. We're gonna like it. I also agree with Ken that not every champion needs masteries. I've been doing a lot of like damage dealers for the Helm Smasher, but like for support champions, excuse me. I've been like kind of leaving them off, especially for, like for Faction Wars or Curse City. And yeah, I'm nervous. I don't know. I like it. I don't like it, depending on how they're doing it. The way I feel like the way right now, it sounds like it's going to be an event. So like you said, there might be rewards tied to it, which would be, I guess, good and bad. Because I think Minnow is a thing where you want to do it at your own time, your own pace, when you have nothing. Kind of like what King said. Like I agree a lot with what King said. Where you want to do it on your own time, your own pace, when you have the extra energy. So if they're going to start forcing you to like do it when they want to, it's kind of good and bad, because if you get rewards, that's kind of nice, but then there's also going to be probably other events and stuff happening where you're going to need to use the energy, so it's going to be tough for maybe free-to-play players to allocate their energy there, or where do they want to use their energy. I wish it would just be on forever, and then I don't know, I guess I wouldn't mind if they did some type of tournaments events like the Gear Ascension where they added this Shogun. They had one for Sand Devil, so it'd be nice to double dip with rewards and Minnow, but I just want them to turn 2X Minnow on permanently and just be done. There's no need to test anything.
Okay. I mean, I'm not too concerned, because for players like Ken who buy the masteries, if we know that these events are going to come, I mean, we're going to be focused more, I guess, on playing Weight Shadow Legends as opposed to Raid Shadow Legends. So that might be one of those things. But I feel like, wouldn't you rather put the 800 gems in an event to get something back, even if it's just like a tier 2 soul stone or something like that? So maybe it just means that you don't build every single champion right away, again, playing Weight Shadow Legends, right? Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree with everyone, as they've already said. The way I approach Minnow is, if it's like I get a brand new champ, I'm building, I'm gonna use them. I'm just like Ken. I'm gonna spend the gems and just get the masteries, whatever. Let me get rolling with them. For champs I don't care like immediate use for, if there comes a lull in time and I'm just not using energy anywhere, which is typically never, but because I'll at least go to like Sand Devil or Shogun. But if I just have absolutely nothing else to do, I'll just start farming Minotaur on just some kind of champs that I think might be good, or kind of might need it to do a little bit more damage or something. So this will help in that case. Is it going to make me run more Minotaur? It's probably not going to change how I handle it. But I think that this will help early mid-game accounts way more. This is certainly something we've been asking for since they came out with them, basically, right? Like they did everything but Minotaur.
Right.
So it's nice that they're doing. Now, the other feature that I actually think is better, I'm not sure if you're bringing this up,
Oh,
but
we're going to
the other
talk about
feature
all of them. Yeah.
the feature where it like you once you get capped on your scrolls, it'll stop.
Yeah.
That's the better one
That's
because
awesome.
now you're just gonna just waste energy. So
Yeah.
when I heard that, I'm like, actually, that may actually make me run Minnow a little bit more.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, all I've gotten is Marius here, and we're farming each one in 15 seconds. If you do that by, 2x, you're talking a hell of a lot less time, maybe 10, 15 minutes to farm out all the masteries and save a couple hundred gems. So, just might be something to think about, Ken. Just saying. And I know you got a 6-star
but
Marius, so.
But things like that, like when you are going to farm the masters.
Auto
Like
battle in the
Double
background.
tournament, Ice Golem tournament, Event Dungeon tournament, Dungeon Diver. Like, did you find any empty way recently on the game to spend your energy? I actually buy energy with my gem to finish this dungeon coming back to back.
I did
It's
the
crazy.
same thing too. I did the same thing.
Yeah,
too.
but
I'm down to, I was sitting at like 14,000 energy and 14,000 gems. I'm sitting down to, because I've been going after some of these events, but
yeah,
I-
so aggressive recently. Like
Blazing.
I remember myself, like I was finishing this event tournament without spending my gem with my daily energies. Now it's not possible, dude. It's a crazy.
yes,
Blazing,
that
that
is true.
silver's getting low, bro. You were at 80. Each week is going down. You were like 200 million. You were at 100. You were at 80. You were at 36, bro. It's
You know why?
going down, down,
Because
down.
I refuse to do this. I refuse to do this right here.
It's because of Faction Wars Hard. You're switching gear, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll touch. Actually, it's going to bring us to another point, but it's mostly because I just refuse to do this to farm Spider, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have crappy packs.
The
Event Dungeon comes out, the energy goes down.
Of course. The Curse, what about you, man? What do you think about the 2x Minnow?
In my personal opinion, I'm the same way as everybody else. I would rather buy the masteries and just keep it moving. 640 gems, to replenish and run the masteries for me is going to take like roughly 2 to 3 hours. That's 2 to 3 hours, as Ken was just saying. You've got dungeon on top of dungeon on top of dungeon on top of tournament on top of tournament steadily running. I need the time elsewhere.
Okay.
I'm not running, stages of 15 seconds. I'm running stages anywhere from 3 minutes to 30 minutes. So
Would super raids make you do it or no?
don't get me wrong, on the supports and, people that are still sitting in the background. Yeah, I'm running their minnows with extra energy and time. But as far as like brand new champion that's going to change my account right here and now, I'm pumping them right now.
But okay, so let's look at it at an effectiveness, right? So going on, let's say it costs us 640 gems to farm out the masteries. That's 140 or 160 gems that you're not spending in that, which essentially adds you, and especially if you're somebody that isn't farming the, last two tier 5 masteries, right? Which then brings it even way down. It gives your account more resources back by taking the extra time and allowing you to build more champions. And masteries are important on a lot of champions that can also help progress your account. So I feel like, it definitely, it really, I guess, how you depend and spend your time in game. But we all know that Raid Shadow Legends is life. As Bick says, there is nothing else. There is no IRL. It's all about Raid Shadow Legends. But if we think, I know.
For me, though, my biggest problem though is it's the multi battles. I don't use RSL, so I don't have free multi battles just sitting there building up.
So
don't matter how many energy packs I buy, they don't give you enough multi battles. You go buy 10,000 energy right now, but the multi battles is only going to use up 3,000 of it. Like,
so
I can have energy galore, but there's no way for me to accomplish it without sitting here having to watch.
So let me ask you, do you not use RSL Helper because it's just not compatible with your computer, or you just don't know how to set it up?
Oh no, it's
it's an honest question, because there are some people out there. One of my highest viewed videos is the RSL Helper stuff, which I need to like do an updated video on. And I keep getting asked for because it's so outdated, but like it's an honest, because it is, some people just don't know how to use it. So.
No, for me, it's modding, cheating, hacking.
Okay.
I play a lot of first person shooters and games like that. For me, it's the same difference. You have something else finding your gear for you, creating your teams for you, finding all of it, suggesting all of it, playing the games in the background for you. And it's already, to me, it's just modding, cheating, and hacking in my view.
I've never installed either of them either.
Okay. Chat, let me ask you guys, do you feel that way for players that use RSL Helper? Do you think that it's like
I don't feel
cheat
that way
or
about
an
it.
exploit that they're using because of it? I mean, Plarium has said, listen, we allow auto clickers. We know the game is very grindy. So even on like BlueStacks, you can just create the auto clicker to just go over and over again. Chat's like, no, RSL without, and to be quite honest, like once you use RSL Helper, you can't go back to not using it, right? But yeah, that is interesting. That's an interesting perspective, because I've never, as long as Plarium has said it's okay to use it, I'm like, all right, cool. It's out there for everybody, and it's not like a specific tool that you have to buy. It's just, it's there for everybody. So interesting.
Well, you're right. I have no problem with people using it. It's my issue along the lines of it is the part of the game, everything else is click paddle anyway. You're already letting it autoplay anyway when you get into, stages. Figuring out your own builds and everything over, copy and paste, or having the computer tell you, oh, these are the builds you want, is the only reason why.
I think you're getting the optimizer mixed up with H8 or the RSL Helper doesn't.
Optimizer, the optimizer. Yeah. But RSL Helper on phone does
your gear,
you don't have it.
It can auto sell your gear for you, but if you don't set the script up for that, then it's just going to be selling. You know what I mean? Everything in RSL Helper does take some setup time. Otherwise, you're just giving away resources and potential gains for free. But like, I do see your point with people on phones not being able to have access to RSL Helper, but there are, auto clicker apps that you can get on phones that generically do the same thing. So I think that, I'm a multi-boxer, so I'm pro RSL Helper all day long. So when it's down, it's a nightmare. That's where I use my auto battles, is waiting for RSL Helper to come back up.
Right. So I guess, so maybe I see the curse point where I think this feature would probably be a lot more helpful if the multi-battles were a little more accessible. Maybe, go in the shop and buy some like multi-battles.
I just don't feel they should be in the game, period. Like, if we have energy, use it.
Well, yeah, look at all the useless shit that's in the gem shop.
So wait, you're saying multi-battles should not even be a thing?
No, I feel like as long as you have energy, I feel you should be able to go click the stage and go.
Oh, so you think it should just be infinite
automatically?
Infinite. I don't feel like there's multiple other games similar to Raid that have the same aspect, and they have it infinite. If you have stamina, energy, whatever it is, you're good to go. Just go play the game.
So I get that, and I respect that, except I feel like a lot of us would most likely quit after that, because the one thing, and Plarium has said this themselves, the reason why they don't put instant battles in is because once you build that team, you always want to improve it, so it always keeps going.
He's not talking about instant battles. He's talking about like run effective resources in the game. Like RSL, you hit run effective resources. It just like
okay,
it goes until you're out.
Yeah.
So basically, think of it as multi battles, but
in the game,
not something you want to buy. It's just a button like auto run, like start on auto, start multi battle.
So so basically the use all resources that is in the RSL Helper, you want that in game. I get that.
I feel like, especially like I was saying, you buy a 10,000 pack energy right now, and it's only giving you enough multi battles to run 3,000 of it. Why?
Right.
You sold me 10,000 energy. I want to run all 10,000 energy of it now.
Fair. That's a fair point.
Fair point.
I mean,
Plarium, here's your next quality of life feature. Put that in, right? I think chat's gonna agree that it's a great idea. So I don't want to spend too much time on each topic because we got a couple of more of them to go through, but I really, really like that idea. And big shout out to the Curse over here for bringing that out. Let's talk about Siege, everyone's favorite game mode. Clan leaders, you are finally going to be able to boot everybody's team out of the posts. I think clan leaders have been calling for this since day one. It's been their biggest complaint, other than, I don't know,
poor
the tanking.
Suck, man.
And I feel like so much of this could just stem from, listen, give us a better in-game chat where we can whisper people and talk to them and say, hey, remove your team, because now we got to use a third-party app to go into Discord and communicate and stuff like that. I think probably one of the biggest things for clan leaders on Siege is just the lack of being able to remove the team. So, Ken, since you gave up leadership of Final Legends, are you going to take it back after this now that you can just remove everybody's team?
No. They still need to work a lot on the Siege to make the Siege especially easy for the clan leader, because like heavy stuff on the clan leader shoulder. Bro, like you need to contact every single person to remove their posts, which is good. You don't have to worry about that now. You can just kick them. We get this ability. And also another thing on the Siege, like you don't have a ability to see who used their attack scroll and how many attack scroll they have, right? And we was trying to say to people on our member, hey guys, please update this spreadsheet over there, tell us, did you use your attack, did you do something like that? But we all know that's not going to be happening, not everybody is going to, I did one attack, I'm going to update it, right? It's not going to work like that. We also get this ability, which is huge. It's also coming with the same page. It's one of the things, so you can see like how many members use their attack scroll and how many attack scroll you can left, so you can prepare for it. You can make some plan, maybe, stuff like that. And that's a good, again, Siege needs still lots of work, man. Like it's super. I mean, they need to buff the reward first of all. Like after you get Lamasu, reward is like
yeah, I get that. I haven't been
too
as
much
excited
effort
to do. Yeah, I haven't been as excited to do Siege since I got Lamal. So I'm kind of hoping that I just always get assigned like my, Taurus Marichka team, put it in there, and then just kind of like whatever. But when they ask me like, you got to build certain things for like epics only, I'm like, oh, really? I do it. But yeah, I think Toxic Whale here has the best way to deal with people not removing their teams. It's kick them and they'll never forget to remove them again, right? So PJ,
that's
what
my
about
clan
you?
Deputy.
That's it. Okay, fair warning out there to your clan. PJ, what about you? What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think overall it's pretty good. They need more like work in Siege, but we've talked about this a long time ago, clan leaders being able to remove the defenses. It's awesome. People might get upset. We've talked about that as well. Like, oh, I put my defense in there. Why'd you remove me? Sorry, buddy. Someone has a better defense. And then they might, I don't know, that could start a whole drama. But I think overall it's good for Siege and the community to start giving some more power to the clan leaders and let them handle what they got to do instead of having to go to Discord, like Ken said, talk to like remove this. They're sleeping, time zones, they're working, they're not on their phone, they're not on their computer, so touching grass. So I think it's good. It's a step in the right direction.
Unacceptable. Touching grass, unacceptable.
I know.
No.
Unacceptable.
King, since you're a clan leader, what are your thoughts?
So I like it. I don't like it 100%, right? So we can remove their teams, but we don't have a way to put teams in for them. They have the auto set feature if they decide to use that, but I think it is kind of a tricky thing because would you rather have something there or potentially end up with nothing there? So it's a bit it's a risk. But I think, clans that have like an active Discord, there's good communication. It's nice when it's like, okay, this guy is in a different time zone than me, and I'm just going to kick his teams. I know he'll get it done before Siege starts. But for these clans that are a little bit more lax in terms of communicating, scheduling, game planning, it's scary because, again, you remove their team and then nobody resets because they think they're good, and then all of a sudden you have empty towers. So
Right.
that's a little sketchy to me.
Yeah. So on the whole, putting teams in, and I had a discussion with Bronco about this because that's one of the biggest pains is, how and what teams should go anywhere because we don't know each other's rosters, right? There are some clans out there that have an active person that will go through and look at your roster, look at what you have, tell you, put it in this slot with these champions, and I feel like, would we really want to see a kind of like, instead of putting in, what do we got? Only void champions here. Like, how about everybody submits their 4 or 5 teams filling in like what the conditions are, and then the clan leader kind of picks and chooses which one should go where.
Oh,
I think
that's would be awesome.
I think that would be kind of good, but at the same time,
But I don't think their server can handle that. So
Well, so one thing that we do in the Iron Kings is we have a Discord channel where everybody drops their Hell Hades optimizer string in there, so that Toxic Whale can go and look at their rosters in a live update and kind of just have an idea of who's built, who's not, what they have. It's not perfect, but it's a way to kind of circumnavigate that area.
And I get that, but now let's say, God forbid, knock on wood here, Toxic Whale is on vacation or something because he decides to have a real life. Who's going to pick that up for you? Who's going to do that then?
Cursed, what's up? No, I'm just joking. I'll probably take that on myself at that point. I'm sorry, we're losing Siege this week, boys.
Toxic's like, no, don't bring me into this, man. That said, the Cursed, what about you, bro? What do you think?
I mean, I feel same as like chat does. Like, especially there's a mention right now. It says that if you're in a lax clan, you're not going to be wanting to remove the defenses. You're just going to want to let them sit there. But if you're in an active clan, then yes, this is fantastic. But again, it's on you. Choices and decisions. It's it's a fine line razor because, like King was saying, you could run. You kick somebody out of a tower and then boom, they don't ever come back and put one in.
Right.
And they didn't realize you kicked them, so they just don't come back, put one in, and now they got a free run. So
fair point.
But other than that, I like it.
Okay. Jack, thank you very much for the follow, brother. Hey, speaking about Bronco, my new clanmate right there, big shout out to him who's joining us over on the YouTube side. Make sure you guys are giving him a follow. We'll drop his link over on the Twitch side as well too. Love the guy. And Gessel, what about you? What do you think about Siege, man? You gonna step up and take leadership?
No, definitely not. I've actually recently moved. My first change in clans in the history of playing Raid. I moved up to CHQ, their main clan.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I'm gonna be taking it a little more seriously now. I am definitely not driving this. They have this very much under control. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see, like a high level kind of PvP aspect to this game. So we'll see how it goes this week.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of you guys are moving. I think it was either was it Bick was also moving up, and I want to say I think it was Sus that also moved up as well. That said, did I get you already? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, overall, I kind of like this. I think we can definitely have a much more in-depth discussion on some of the other things they can do. I think, again, putting in the, what best teams you have and letting the clan leader kind of pick, or we'll call it Sergeant at Arms. That's the new title that should come in. to pick where each one of your siege teams go in. I think that would be one of the best things that they could do. And again, back to give us a better in-game chat, right? So next up, we've got Classic Arena blind resets. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about here, it is basically talking about Platinum tier live arena. When you're pushing, you basically get to cherry pick who you're fighting. And what they're looking to do with this is basically remove the name. All you see is just the team, and that's who you pick, right? Now, there will still be some workarounds around this, and I hope that they try to look at it. And I want to actually give a shout out to Bronco, because he was the one that was talking to me about things that they could still do, right? So, like, if you're running this team right here with Marichka, Thor, Lydia, and Wixwell, you just put some kind of bogus blessing on Lydia, and then that way you know as a clanmate, hey, we're all running Lydia. This is the blessing we're putting on her. Don't attack that. So I do hope that, you know, it's literally just bare bones champions themselves. You don't see empowerments. You don't see anything. But will this urge you, or will this make you want to push more, right? Because I think that what this is going to do is the clan favoring type of part situation where, you know, we've got the one clan going up against the other. That's not going to happen anymore. You won't have the opportunity to not hit your own clan members. Or at least that's what I'm hoping to see. That said, Ken, you've been actively pushing Plat Arena. Do you think this is going to make a difference for you?
I mean, I'm pushing, like some of my clan mates also pushing, but we are not like try hard pushing, you know, like we are not going to be like top 10 stuff like that. I mean, some of my clan members doing that, but I'm not like saying to my clan members, hey guys, let's push team, you know, I'm not doing something like that. But this is the whole drama is come from, right? Back in the day, shout out to Shine. So it was IPR versus Med, I believe, right? Yeah, boosting that. I catch him, you know, like on the stream. There we go. And I mean, is that illegal? No. Game allow you to do that. But to be honest, like I'm okay with that thing, because sometimes I'm accidentally attacking my viewer and I feel bad about it, you know, like because I really don't have a time to check the names. I just look in the team if looking possible for me, because plat push is like every second is very important, especially if you push on your phone. And I'm not really attacking that in purpose. And during my stream, they are like, "Hey, bro, I didn't get platinum because you attacked me," and I feel bad. So at least they cannot say that anymore. I mean, we cannot see the names, so I'm okay with that. But at the some point, I'm thinking the opposite as well. Like, what's the point of the being the clan then? Like arena clan.
Well,
I mean, if you're not able to help your clanmates, right?
I think
if you're able to attack your clanmates.
Well, I think a lot of it should be, you know, no, I should be able to attack my clanmates, but being in an arena-based clan, it should be helping me get my account to be better in arena, right? Because if it's...
So use the credit card.
Not
which clan doing that for you? I mean, like...
Well, to be fair, when I was in SP, like I was pushing, you know, as much as I could, and then my driver was, but it was actively like, yeah, you know what, we wouldn't push, we wouldn't attack each other, you know, we would go after, you know, Matt or whatever it was that particular week, but it was actively getting my account to be better in arena, because that's what I choose at that point in time to be, right? So I think that's pretty much, you know, those arena focused clans, but again, it is... Everything in this game is credit card versus credit card. Who's got the biggest Amex? Who's got the biggest wallet, right? That said, Gestel, what about you? Will this change it for you to kind of push arena? Get up at like 3 a.m. Or actually, I think for you, it's like what?
Yeah, no, it's 2 or 3, depending the time, you know, whatever the time changes in the morning. It's just not really a time for me that I used to wake up and do it like 2 years ago, just kind of for the funsies. I guess to see if I could even be competitive too. But
real quickly, aren't they talking about changing like the times of that too? Wasn't that also in the notes?
I had heard that. I don't know if it's in this patch, but I had heard
about,
that.
Yeah, so they talked about
possible change to the reset logic, but
yeah.
But they that's not what they're saying here. They're not saying
I don't think that's
that we're working
patch,
on the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a quick question though, before you continue on. Was that before or after Sheeny called you an old man that you stopped pushing plat?
That was well before.
Okay,
Shinny's
so
also
after,
back. You guys see that?
What did he call me? Like a nice old man or something?
Yeah, he's like, that's the old man. So that was in your youthful days. Gotcha.
Yeah, when I was young, before all the gray hair, before college.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't really push it. So I guess if there are changes to the time, I actually think it's kind of fun to push play. I just don't want to wake up that early to do it.
Right.
I think this is more fair. I think it's more fair. I don't know. I think just go. It's kind of like Live Arena, right? Like just go in and fight whatever's in front of you. I don't,
Exactly.
You're not just like spam and reset to look for that one fight that you feel pretty good against,
Exactly.
So I think it's kind of cool.
And again, I think it's not going to be like Live Arena where you need to pick and they go. It's you just see the team, you put your team in, and you go, right?
Yeah, just go. Yeah, exactly. Just go. Yeah.
So I'm kind of a fan of this. DeCurse, what about you, man? Are you going to stay up and start pushing some plat arena because of this?
I mean, I always go up to plat at least once every reset, and then just stay up in the top gold tiers. But I don't mind. I personally would like to fight some of my clan mates as, teams. And, that way I can go and get some insight from them on, hey, have a discussion about what's good and what's bad and, go from there. That's, in my opinion, as far as it being blind. I don't care if it's blind. I don't care if I get to see them, I get to pick them, whoever. I would like to be able to get the insight back, some type of information back from them, in case I get completely destroyed. So.
Right. And I think one of the big things here is being able to see the rebattles. So Plarium, we need that.
Yes, dude.
We really need that.
So badly, dude. For Siege too.
Yeah.
Being able to,
Imagine
have
being
a
able to
friend
watch why
list
your
and
defense failed,
battle
bro.
would be fun.
Right.
Having a friend list and being like, hey, I want to sit down and battle against you real quick would be decent as well.
Yeah, they're going to work on that depending on how Live Arena seasons do, which we're going to touch up on that in just a little while here. But PJ, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think it's overall really good. People have been asking this for a long time. Granted, like you mentioned, there are things people could do to get around it, but you're going to have to do extra steps. And then you're also kind of be sacrificing your team a little bit. Like they're going to be all having like mythicals and really good defenses on the top. So if they do like a random blessing, that's not good. Like you're hurting yourself a little bit. So it could be a thing, but it's going to be a lot harder than it was before to avoid your teammates. And yeah, I think it's really good. It's going to make it a little bit more fair, and you won't feel bad hitting people because you don't know. You think you could beat them, and you can't be like, oh, you hit me. It's like, sorry, it was blind. I had no idea. So hopefully it'll help Platinum Arena a little bit, switch it up a little bit, and we'll see if anything changes or not.
Okay. I'm noticing that my Taras is attacking like a little wimp, and I just figured out
Yeah,
why.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's.
Yeah, I just figured out why, because no gear.
Yeah.
Faction War?
It's like all my
Like, these teams are taking a little longer than they should.
freaking Faction Wars, man. I can't wait till I'm done.
Yeah, dude, Faction Wars is a
King, what about you, man?
I mean, I like it. I think it's something people have been asking for, so I'm all for it. Anything that pushes the community in a direction where we feel like they're listening to us is always a win. But as far as like, I guess it depends on what kind of clan you're in. In the clan that I'm in, iron sharpens iron. If we see you on the arena page, like we're gonna smack you. Like we want those bragging rights. We have a channel dedicated to it. Like it's nice to kind of have that little bit of clan to clan rivalry, right? So one thing that I would like is like a casual battle setting. I think it'd be really nice if clans could just arena fight each other away from any type of reward or gain, purely for the fun of it, to try and test your teams out. I've talked about that a couple times already, but as far as like blind resetting, I think that's beneficial, because there are definitely, the higher up in tiers you get, there's more workarounds, and we just all aren't going to hit this guy, and then that way he'll get, it's an easier path for him to finish on.
Right.
And so I just think it makes it a bit more fair, a bit more even. And in a game where everything is unfair and nothing is even, this is a welcome change.
Okay.
Do we have any idea? Sorry, like, is this going to be anytime throughout the week you get plat and it's blind, or is it just like the last hour, 2 hours of the week? Or
they haven't said whether it's going to be just the last 2 hours, but I think what's going to more likely be an outcome, because they always say that, listen, we have to be in the office for the last 2 hours, which has been their biggest reasoning for not
why
switching.
They can't change it, right?
So I think what's going to happen is once you hit platinum tier, you're no longer going to be able to see any
throughout any time of the week.
Right. I think that would be, and honestly, I think that's the more logical choice for Plarium to go with. So again, Plarium, if you were planning on just doing the last 2 hours, don't do that. Go with just full plat arena. I think that would be a lot fair.
Full blanket.
That way, when Ken does attack somebody and they're in plat arena. Also, Ken, I feel like anybody you hit in plat arena that is a viewer of yours should just get an automatic free gear cleanse because you made them not hit plat. I think that's a fair trade.
How could you do that, dude?
So guys, next time Ken hits you guys in plat and causes you not to hit plat, just make sure you go claim a free gear cleanse.
Just put +4 nice. I won't attack.
Yeah, +4 nice. All right, let's move on to the silver cost. And I think this is going to be the biggest thing for a lot of the player base. There's going to be questions on how it's going to work. They haven't released everything yet, but I believe it's going to be replacing
that one, the top one.
Advanced quest.
Yeah, the advanced quest. So the win 3 artifacts, right?
Yep.
So instead of getting the current reward, which is the charms,
charm, right?
You're going to get a 1 hour daily free gear removal, which is about time. Now, we don't know if the scrolls are going to go in our inventory. We're going to be able to hold them for 6 days, or it's going to be 99 days. I'm really honestly hoping that they don't cap us on having to do it right then and there, as we all know it takes time. And if we're only getting 6, just leave it in the mailbox for 6 days. Don't force us to have to use it that day, right? If I need to do a gear removal, just give it to it. And they also did confirm, thanks to Final Compachi for asking in Content Creator Chat, that this is not going to take away from our free gear removal weekends. That said, is this going to solve your silver costs? Are you going to go from 200 plus million like I did down to 36, or are you going to start boosting back up? And what's it going to do for your accounts? Gestel, let's start off with you first.
Well, it's certainly going to help. It's not going to make things worse. It's a step in the right direction. But silver's a touchy thing right now because of faction wars, because you're moving gear around all the time, because you're upgrading gear to see if you don't have to move gear around. So this will help, but I still feel like they need to address how the cost of selling items that have been rolled. You need to get more back on investment into rolling gear. Everything can't just be a flat rate, no matter if it's not rolled or a +16. I think that would help a lot.
So here's my counter argument to that now, right? With that said, with what's currently coming into game, since you're going to be getting those, 6 or 7 hours of free gear removal throughout the week, do you essentially need to keep every piece that could be subpar, or could you start being a lot more finicky, or a lot more just like homed in on each piece you want to level, right?
I feel like
7 hours a week is nothing.
Yeah,
true,
I feel like,
but if you're getting 7 hours throughout the week, 1 hour a day, how many times are you moving gear on a champion? One day you're doing Hydra, one day you're doing Chimera, faction
every day you're doing
wars,
faction wars.
Right, well, right now, because faction wars is a thing, that's a problem. But I feel like if you
faction
go
wars
in,
is always a thing.
Well,
we're not going to be able to auto those bosses. Like, we're going to have to manual those bosses probably every day.
I'm hoping
For
not.
most players.
Yeah, for most players, yes. But I feel like,
Hopefully not for max 3-star. We just need that once, and then
Yeah,
maybe we can get
right.
a cheese team in there.
Right. Because it doesn't really matter. You put a solid reviver in, and it'll carry you on everything. You don't really need the 3-star. But I don't think it's, for at least for myself, what I'm planning to do is I'm just going to make the best gear set in my presets, and then just move that around when I need to do so. Which again, for me, especially now, I'm just going to home in on just literally picking the best pieces and being even more strict on my gear. To the point where I feel like I might not even keep anything that's not like a 6-star legendary. So everything under goes. Sorry, Gessel, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess my point is that I feel like I spend way more silver on rolling gear than I do on swapping gear. So obviously it'll be nice to save on the swap, but like I'm constantly getting gear, right? You're constantly running dungeons. Not like you're getting great gear, but when you get something, you're probably gonna roll to at least 12, if not 16, because it's depending where you're at in the game. I'm speaking for my account specifically, but like if I get a good piece, I'm rolling it to 12 or 16, hoping for that trip or quad roll on a speed or something. And if I don't get it, then I sell it. But then I just spent 1 million up to 5-6 million maybe on a 16 roll, and I'm getting 80,000, 90,000 back on that. That's horrendous. Like
Right.
we should, if I'm putting 5 million in, but I were to get 800,000 back, 600,000 back.
Well, it's like the souls.
It doesn't
right?
hurt as bad. So to me, this is nice, right? Gear change. This is nice. I think they should get rid of gear swap costs altogether. It made sense when the game first came out. It doesn't make sense anymore. There's too many gear sets. There's too many champs. It doesn't make sense anymore.
What about factoring in the cost though of how long you've used that piece, right? What about factoring the cost of what that piece has allowed your account to do, or those particular pieces? Do you take that into account when?
What do you mean?
No.
So, like, that shouldn't be taken into account? If you rolled a piece of gear and it got like a quad speed, or let's say triple speed, and now all of a sudden you don't need a triple speed, you only need quad speeds, and you sell that piece, but you've had that piece for 2 years because it was one of the better pieces on your account. You don't think
I'm not selling a triple speed.
You're not going to sell it.
I'm using this as an example. I know you're not going to sell it, but I'm using it as an example. Okay, there are some accounts out there that unless they get,
you invested in it at one point, so you should get the return on it. I mean,
I just think other games do it. Like, I'm not coming up with something brand new. Other games, it scales as you roll it. It's not, obviously you're not going to get 4 million back, right? But you should get, I don't know what the number is.
Percentage of what you put into it, at least.
Yeah, you should get more back. And that doesn't, the sting isn't there as much rolling gear, even up to 12. Rolling up to 12, you could easily spend 1 million. Easily. Yeah. That's crazy. And you can't use a piece at 12. Maybe you can use like a weapon at 12, right? But you're not using anything else there. And so I think that's where I feel like more of my silver goes, because you're constantly doing the forge. You're constantly, if anything, if you're not rolling anything, you're probably rolling at least some perception. If you're not rolling lethal, if you're not rolling slayer, something like that. And then you're constantly farming dungeons. Now with the event dungeon, right? You're constantly getting gear. You're constantly rolling gear. I feel like that's where most of my silver goes. So I feel like that's what needs to be addressed.
Okay,
that's my point. I like this. This is great. I think they should make. As I said, they should make gear swap permanent free. They do it all the time. Just make it all the time. Who cares?
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just reiterating. So there you go.
Okay. DeCurse, what about you? What do you think?
I mean, in my opinion, the 1 hour gear removal, like PJ said, 7 hours across the week is kind of garbage, especially right now. Everybody's trying to figure out the faction wars. So you're going to strip down your champions. You're going to go in. You're going to do your battle. By the time you get done with it and use up your keys, that hour's gone.
Fair point.
So now you got to wait till the start of the next day to use the next reset, to use your next one, to hurry up and put your gear back on yesterday's champs. So now you got to hurry up and strip down and put gear on today's champs. And it's just going to, I think they need to get rid of it. And, or just hear me out. Go ahead and leave the price of what it costs me right now to strip down. Cool, fine. Give me a set pricing on the rolls of gear. Each level has a set price. Take the RNG out of the roll.
So you don't enjoy paying 10 million silver to roll up a neck piece?
A blue neck piece, dude?
To go from 15 to 16, I went 3.4 million to go from 15 to 16 the other day. Like, come on, that's extreme.
Okay.
That's, give us a set pricing on the rolls. They do it in other gacha games that are similar to Raid. They have set pricing. Make it set. Why does RNG have to be in every little aspect of the game? The whole game's a casino.
Fair point. PJ, what about you?
You done, Chris, or are you still going?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's better than what we have now, which is nothing. I mean, outside of like the Cursed City one, so it's a little bit, but is it enough? No. 3 hour a day would be a little bit better. Like, I mean, I've been saying this for months and months and months and months. I think they should remove the silver from the gear costing or swapping. At least they made it pretty easy for everyone to get. It's not one of like the more annoying missions, so I guess that's good. Hopefully it's at least 6 days. Like, I don't like the idea of you clicking it and then you instantly activating it on the account. I would not be a fan of that. I want to go to the inbox for a little bit of time, because then maybe one day you don't need to swap gear, and then the next day you need a couple hours, so you can save and you can do 2 hours one day or 3 hours one day instead of doing the 1 hour each day. So that'd be kind of nice if you could save them up a little bit and then do a bigger session of the time gear removal. They need more work on it. Again, like silver is a big issue, and at least they're finally recognizing it. I mean, I think this is a little win. They finally, like, because for years and years and years they said, oh, silver's not an issue, and I think they finally said, okay, like, we kind of see that silver might be an issue for you guys, so I guess that's a little bit of a win.
Only took 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, we can joke and say it only took 6 years, and I say that as well, but at least they did it. I mean, it's better late than never. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And small victory, but again, it's very small. Band-Aid over a giant wound that is just gushing.
Fair.
Yep.
King, what about yourself?
Oh man, do I have opinions?
Oh boy. Don't make me like I'm mute zero.
F-bombs. No. Cursed City drops 1 hour free gear removals, right? So we get a couple of those. That's been kind of nice to have. It supplements whatever. Getting 7 more a week through them upgrading this daily quest is nice. I do wish that it wasn't a 1-for-1 situation. What would be really nice is if it was like a 3 hour. The reason why being, I don't know about you guys, but when reset hits, there is I've gotten myself into a pattern on how I like to do my dailies. And so what would be nice is to go do, pull my 3 champions, yada, 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 get through all that, and then get to the gear cleanse, go take a look at Faction Wars, see what needs to be done, and then have the ability to pop that. I do hope that it goes to the mailbox like PJ said. I don't want it to be an instant redeem. And then just being able to stack them up would be nice. I don't see why that would be a problem, even if they were on like a 1 week cooldown, like, just because, like, yesterday, dude, I rebuilt 15 champions on my account, and that was by using the optimizer and waiting for builds to come through, rolling up some pieces, and I had to use 3 gear tokens during that time in order to do that. And then I still ended up paying for a couple of gear swaps on a couple of champions, which turned out to be like 1.2 mil a swap. So it would just be nice if they were like, hey, we're going to give you this. but we're going to make it actually beneficial instead of it being a tease. And to circle back to something that Gestel said, which was, the silver when you're selling gear that you've rolled previously. Plarium has this really bad habit of implementing things into their game in one area that shows us they can do it, but they don't ever go back and fix things previously. So if I pull a 2-star soul, yeah, but it's like if I pull a 2-star soul and I awaken my champion, and then I pull a 6-star soul and I upgrade that champion, I get a couple of coins. Why do I not get a couple more coins for selling rolled up gear instead of selling unrolled gear?
Fair point.
Like, I invested into that piece. Why are you not giving me a little something on the top?
Fair point.
And so back to the free gear removal. I do think that for 7 days a week, 1 hour is going to make Hard Faction Wars a little bit better, but it's not going to make it perfect. And it's something that, they seem to be listening. I mean, they're not perfect. They still want us to swipe. They still want all of our money. But we've been bitching about silver since silver has been a thing. So it's nice to just see that there's something going on.
Okay. Let me ask a question to chat. Instead of getting the free 1 hour gear removal, what about if your global presets that were set did not cost you any silver to put on or take off? Would you guys be in support of that over the 1 hour? That way, if you put the gear on them, take the gear off of them, it wouldn't hurt you. It wouldn't cost you any silver. It wouldn't cost you the 600 to put it on, 600 to take it off. Would that be a better solution for you guys? Ken, what are your thoughts on the 1 hour free gear removal?
I mean, it's not enough, like you guys mentioned, especially if you're talking about like faction war, which is the faction war heart is the real civil problem recently, because most of us doesn't really need the regear every single champion on every single content, but faction war is the forcing us. So we can regear our champion in like 10 minutes, let's say, but doing our key on the faction war, I mean, some of the faction conditions especially is so hard. Like, you can spend easily more than 1 hour on the one stage.
Yep.
And your free gear removal is already over. Maybe it would be nice to have an ability pause, resume, free gear removal. But it's a little bit more complex, of course. Like the PJ said, I hope it was at least 3 hours. That could be help. So that's not going to fix the problem, but it's going to help us a little bit. I'm actually excited about this thing. I wish the gear cost is not an issue. I mean, I still don't know like why we have this stupid thing, or at least make that like 50% of permanent, which is still can be helped a lot. But besides the gear removal cost, like everything costing on this game, like let's say you wanna try something, bro, you don't have an option to try something if you play this game, because like if you are like, oh man, I wanna test the 6-star Crusher rant versus the Cruelty, you cannot test it. It's gonna cost you 300 gem.
You can test it. Just be a tier 3 creator. Something to shoot for.
True. I mean, I'm talking about like player wise, like not the content creator. And let's say you wanna try different relics. You wanna test the wand. Is that broken? You are wanding the enemies. You cannot, man. Like, especially if you have mythical relics, is swapping them is costing you like more than 900 star stone. And I just noticed one thing, like I don't have a star stone left. Before Faction War started, I was at 15k, and there was a stage yesterday, I think no weak attack, and I have a death dealer, mythical one. I'm like, oh, I cannot give it to him because I don't have a star stone left. Yep. So I couldn't manage to get a 3-star on the stage just because of. I'm lucky. I have a stars. My bad. I have a death dealer, mythical relics. I pulled that, but I still cannot use it on my faction war because I don't have a star stone left. Yep. And we cannot farm it. For example, gear, you don't have a silver, farm the spider. I know it's not going to make you guys happy, but at least it's possible. Answer is the possible. Starstone, how we are going to farm that?
I agree.
You can only attack the Chimera like 2 times a week.
I
And then you
pulled
need to wait
my.
for the reset.
I agree with you. I pulled my 5th woe sub, and I'm like, well, I want to switch it around some of the champions, but I've only got 500, and I'm like, I can't risk that because if I really need to swap something else, I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. So, and that was something we talked about last week. I even mentioned it in content creator chat that there was something that they really, really need to look at. All right, let's move on to the next part, which is going to be gear management. Gear filtering sorters. We're gonna the biggest thing for me is I want to see my unleveled gear. I want to see all my 4s to 7s, my 8s to 11s, and so on and so forth. Like I want to be able to see based on the rank that they've been leveled to. That is my number one thing. But Ken, what are you kind of hoping with this to come in?
For what? The relic system?
No,
UI?
No. The UI
The
system for the
gear
gear
setting.
management.
Huh.
The
Filter
filtering.
system. Yeah,
Yeah.
filter system. I believe the one they are going to put there. So right now on the filter, we can choose the stat we want to see on the gear. But I want to see this. I want to see the gear, the stat I don't want to see on the gear. Like for example, I want to see the gear with the flat HP because flat HP, I mean flat stat in general. If you are talking about bottom pieces, I want to sell them easily, So if I can choose the stat I don't want to see on the gear, for example, I can choose like 2 flat stats, so it can show me the stuff like that, and it can make it easier. I believe this is what we are going to be get. But
Okay.
hopefully
like,
they
don't
can do
show
it
me,
better than
don't
this.
show me anything with speed on it.
Yeah, something like that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
Okay.
you want to be
Yeah.
able to tell it, don't show me these stats. Show
Exactly.
me only everything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
point. Fair point. King, what about you? What are you hoping to see in this?
I mean, I think both of you really just hit it on the head. I mean, the filters that they put in have changed dramatically from the first time I played the game a couple years ago, which that was miserable. So I've actually been enjoying what's here now. Call it copium.
Copium King or
But-
King Copium?
I was just gonna say that.
It depends on the day for you, brother. But with the new filters coming in, it'd be nice if, like Kenpachi said, that we could say, hey, don't show me anything with speed on it. Don't show me any attack percentage chests. Like, leave that all alone and just let me kind of not have to sit here and sort through the gear as much. Because that's one thing that I do when I'm sorting is I'll pick all 3 flat stats for subs, and like right there, that's all gone. Like, unless it's legendary with speed and I roll it to 4, if it doesn't hit speed, it's in the bin. Like, and even then, blah blah blah. That's way too deep into it. But it'd be nice to get a little bit more deep into it and just able to not have to sit here and click on each piece over and over again. Like, so what I've recently started doing is I just roll it to 8 if it's a keeper, whether it's, whatever, so that when I go back through again, if it's 8 at least, I know I'm keeping it. And if I'm getting rid of it, then I'm selling it. But it'd just be nice to be able to sort better.
Okay.
But to circle back, because I am in 0 Bruce spot, so I feel like I have to circle back at least once on the podcast.
You still got to talk another few minutes, I think.
Yeah, you
Like-
got
Your
got
time
about
limit, you
another
still gotta
30
go.
seconds before I meet you.
Going
You haven't dabbed once, bro. I haven't seen a
talking
single dab.
about saving preset gear sets and being able to swap those for free real quick is going to make people stop farming gear, and that's what they don't want. So you're going to have one amazing nuker set and you're just going to swap, and lazy people don't want to swap gear. They just want to build new sets that are mid strength compared to their best gear. And so that's kind of what they rely on for us to be in those dungeons over and over again.
I agree with that, but I also don't think that's necessarily true. Like, you need a lot of good gear, especially once you start getting up into the game. Like, I've heard that, like, people say that, like, you're just going to swap the best gear, but you really need to have really, really good gear to be able to do that. I don't know if the average person, if you're going to progress high enough,
I
can
don't.
do that.
I don't.
Yeah, you're talking like Panda.
But people do
and-
say that. People think, like, that's one of the reasons why they won't do it. 'Cause They
Yeah.
won't farm gear anymore.
But that's all I got.
Yeah.
Okay. PJ, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I think it's good. I think you guys hit the nail ahead. I think the 2 biggest things I would want to see is show me gear that's not leveled or a certain level 4, a level 0, or random level. Show me gear, like Ken said, that doesn't have speed or whatever. I mean, there's a way to do that now, but you have to flip it and stuff, like just make it easier. The other thing that I would like to see, I'm not sure if this is in the same category, and I'm not sure if you guys have this problem or not, but when I'm selling a bunch of gear and there's like, which is nice, if you sell a bunch of gear and there's a gear that's on a preset, it will say, hey, like this is on a preset, do you want to sell it? But I have 200 pieces selected. How, like, which gear piece is it that is there? And then also, what champion is it on? Like, I want to know what champion is it on, because maybe I don't need it anymore. It's an old preset and I can sell it. And then, it's like I have 200 pieces. I have to go through now, click, like, unclick, check to sell if it's good or not. Go click again, click the next one, see if it's that. Like, so I think that'd be huge to be able to see which specific pieces are on the preset and then what champion the preset's on. Because then it's like, well, now it's on. Who is it on? Like, so I think that'd be a really nice quality of life to add.
Okay. Gessel, what about yourself?
I'm in the boat with everybody else here. I've even designed how the functionality, how they could use what Kampachi was saying. Your first click should be the check mark of what you are looking for, and then you can check it again, and it would put like an X in it. And then that would give you the search of like what doesn't have speed on it or what. And the reason why I want that is it's a lot easier way to sell gear that way. Like I pretty much, if the gear doesn't have speed on it at this point, I don't want it. So if I'd like to be able to just say, if the gear, like no speed on gear, double click that speed slot, get the X on it, all my gear that has no speed on it, out the door. You can sell it real quick that way. So that's what I'm looking for. Sorry, I just hit the mic. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully something like that comes out. Definitely, though, they definitely have to have the unrolled gear. It would just make things so much easier for like gear enhancement events, stuff like that, to have that feature. Right. So hopefully they'll have some sort of both of those.
Okay. DeCurse, what about yourself?
I'm in the same boat with everybody. Like, make it a little easier so we can find the pieces that are rolled right down to specifics. Like, I know certain streamers like Chomsky. My Chomsky, he likes to roll everything up to 15 and leaves them right there waiting for the gear enhancement tournaments. Like, so you be able to just open it up, click all 15 rolls and let it bring them up so you're able to see them. That'd be perfect. Same with the people that are talking about, around sevens or, that way you can just enhance them as you need them. And I do like the fact that, being able to go back and be like, I only want to keep speed pieces. I only want to keep crit rate, crit damage, pieces. Like, I think that'd be, fantastic way of life. I can't imagine, what it's like to do, like, trying to sell and do gear enhancement on a phone with how small the phones are and stuff, and then trying to see all the stats, trying to push your fingers on the buttons, hitting the wrong thing here and there. Make it a little easier. Like, especially when you're trying to open up, the filtering for all your, stuff on the phone. I don't know if it looks like it does on, on my PC, but like, I can't imagine. Just a lot
smaller.
Yeah.
A lot smaller. So make it easier for people. A little way of life that, just.
I like Toxic Whale's comment over here. Raid Shadow Legends is a mobile game. Really? No, I don't know how strictly mobile players do it. I know Sus used to be one of them, got a PC or a laptop and was like, I'm never going back, baby. All right. Last but not least, one of the new quality of life improvements that are coming in are new 3v3 arena tiers. And they're saying that this is supposed to help you guys get into Gold 1. I don't know if that's true, but what I'm hoping to see here is a platinum tier, not a gold 5. I want to see a platinum tier with plat 1, plat 2, plat 3, plat 4, something to that vicinity to take more players out of the lower ends, because some of those dead accounts are still sitting there. If they just add gold 5, I think all that's going to do is it's only going to take a small majority of the accounts out. Especially because if we look at the tiers of how many people are in, there's only 2,500 people in Gold 4 and 1,000 in gold 1. It's still not going to make it. What they need to do, especially because of the Romantu missions, is make it so that, silver 3, silver 2, silver 3, silver 4 are pretty much gold 1 and silver 4, right? I think that make it a little bit easier, but let me pass it over to Ken first. Ken, I know you were a proponent of them and not changing anything on this last time. So what are your thoughts, bro?
I am not sure, but I think I am maybe the only content creator enjoying the tag team arena.
I don't disagree with. I like it, but it's, again, I have a stacked account, so it doesn't matter to me. It's when you don't have that stacked account that's the problem.
Okay, and this content been there since maybe more than 2 years now, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't touch any single part of it, dude. How is that possible? Why this company is doing like that, releasing content and leaving? Instead of improving existing content, which is easier, they keep releasing new power creep with the new content. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm okay with the new content, bro, but again, they can still improve it. Look, for example, what did they do with the faction war? There's existing content, they make it extremely harder, but still they make it harder. So they release it again, right? In the tag team arena, I've been keep talking about that. Since they released the tag team arena, we got lots of the new content, which is the good thing. You can literally improve the tag team arena without even changing anything by putting some new item on the bazaar, bro. Can you please check the bazaar? Click the bazaar real quickly. You can put their Chaos Sword. You can put their Soul Stone, bro. You can put their Soul Stone. You can put their essences. You can put their, I don't know, dust. You can put their dust, bro.
Yeah, but
instead of that, they put that on the clan shop, which the next level, next 10 level, 10
years.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or Grand Sans complete. I mean, and it makes me a little bit sad. They said more stuff is coming, which is stay tuned, but they didn't give the detail about that. But the only thing looks like they are going to change new tier system, and they are doing that for the help the player. But like you said, I don't think that's going to help the player that much. They can put bots there, which is they did before. They can put some bot there, we have bots on the live arena as well. So I wish the new tier, if for example Platinum, maybe we can get some new stuff on the bazaar. But at the same time, I don't want that new items they are going to put on the bazaar behind the Platinum. Not everybody can reach there. So we will see, I guess.
Well, I mean, the biggest complaint here is the cooldown. Come on. 4 weeks to get one sacred. Yeah.
1
King,
month, yeah.
Yeah. King, what about yourself?
Tag Team Arena, you saved the best for last, in my opinion, by waiting to talk about this one. So I understand Tag Team Arena being a week-long cooldown to see if you can progress into the next tier or whatever. Before Live Arena was a thing. I think that they need to completely remove that and make it free push, just like Classic Arena. If you're not going to be actively using your 10 Tag Team Arena coins a day and then your free refill, then you're going to be punished for that instead of doing this last second push at the end of the week.
Nope.
And
nope. I'm going to mute you right now because I don't agree with it. Listen, I want my one-man fights that I busted my butt all week or that Sunday to do. I want my one-man fights on Gold 4. I don't want to give them up.
Dude, I am dead in silver. I am dead in there, dude. There's nothing that I can do to get out of there. And I mean, I am pushing as hard as I can, but it feels like I reach this ranking period ending, and then I just get worked right at the end. And what I really wish that they would do is, so when you look at your clan members, it shows you how long they've been offline. So obviously there's a way Plarium can track that information. I wish that they would just deactivate an account being in a tier if they haven't logged in 60 days. Not even some ludicrous number of I took a week-long vacation from Raid, or I took it off so I could get the Elva Pass, or whatever, and then you come back and you're just being straight up punished. these accounts that have been sitting here and they're just not dropping because it takes a week and then they're just a roadblock, a hard stop in anybody else's path who's trying to get to Ramontu or get to those rewards. It's just too much. I mean, you put the time constraint on there of the ranking period, and then you've got these accounts sitting there that are just +4, full mythical teams. Like, they have no reason to be there. They don't belong there. And it just feels too, it's just too punishing.
Okay.
For what it is. Like, it's dead content now.
Yeah. I think, the biggest way to do that is to, again, just remove all the gold players out and put them in plat. Make plat 1, plat 2, plat 3, plat 4. That way it eases all that up. And then the players that still want to push, because it's basically transferring all the accounts up 1 tier. I think that's probably one of the best situations that they could do. I'm going to go to PJ, who's the voice of reason, and tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah. I'm glad they're looking at it. You guys all make great points. I think the Bazaar needs a rework. Kind of sticks that you have to be in gold to get the sacred. Like, if you're in bronze or silver and you save up 30,000 gold bars, let them get the sacred. Like, that's still hard to do. Hopefully they adjust the amount of people are in each category as well. One thing that I thought of earlier that they could do is just change the mission. Instead of making it into gold, make it into silver. Like, I think that would be like kind of an easy fix as well. It's kind of like an outdated mission. Ramontu is good, but it's almost harder to get him than it is to get Marius at certain points, at least for like the arena.
True.
Like, for a live arena, you have to get into silver 3 for Marius, and Ramontu, you have to get into gold 1. So I don't know, maybe taking a look at the quest and just adjusting the mission itself could be good. Obviously, that has nothing to do with 3v3. Like the state of 3v3, state 3v3 is still pretty bad, but I think they could maybe look at the quest, and hopefully they add not just like a gold 5. Hopefully it's like if they do get a gold 5, hopefully it's a gold 5 and a platinum tier, not just like this a little bit. We need, like you said, we need more than just a gold 5. And then hopefully, again, they rework I think they need to change the amount of people that are in each division as well.
Okay. Gessel, what about yourself?
Yeah, I guess we got to see how it all works out. I haven't really taken tag team seriously, and I don't know how long. I don't necessarily mind it, but it's a little stale. I've always given my suggestion as what I think how they should change it to make it a little more fun. In terms of like making it a little more accessible, I guess we got to see what they're going to do. I mean, is it just going to be a tier 5, or are you speculating? I haven't really heard what they're actually doing. So this is what
I'm speculating. They haven't really released what they're going to do. It just says they're going to add more tiers.
Oh, they say they're going to add more tiers. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, silver is it's impossible, man. Like, my free-to-play account, I can't get in. If I get into silver 2, the next week I'm back in silver 1. It's very difficult down there. So anyone who's struggling down there, heart goes out to you, man.
Like I said,
I think I've been in gold 4 so long. I don't even know what it's like.
I don't.
Outside of that.
Sometimes I'll drop into gold 3 and I'm still it's still manageable. I don't dare to go to gold 1 and 2 because you have the tryhards there that are, and you're just like, holy crap, like, whoa, what is going on? So being up here, you're just kind of like looking down, like, yeah, I got it easy. I'm fine here. I see Ken's point. Going down here, and you're just like,
your account push through silver again. I would love to see you dropped in silver and then have to push back up into gold.
Maybe on an alt account that's stacked, but not on this account. This is too much work.
The other thing is if they do it just a tier 5, how many? It's gonna be what, 2,000 player limit? Like, it's gonna be nothing.
Yeah. So again, I think that's why the best course would be to put a platinum tier 1, 2, 3, and so on. DeCurse, what about you, man? What do you feel?
I'm in silver too, and that shit's been a nightmare. I've been there for about 6 months. Let me tell you. Plain and simple, the idle accounts are roadblocks in the way. If your account's been idle, you ain't pushing or doing shit on your, excuse me. If you ain't doing anything in, tag team arena, I don't feel you should just be demoted down a rank. I feel like they should completely remove you from the list. because
Okay.
you are currently in the way blocking people. If your account is just being idle, you got referral accounts out there, you've got, giveaway accounts that's been out there, you've got people that's got accounts that they've retired. Like, get them out of the way. It's bad enough that it's a minimal amount of people that they're allowing to move up into each division. 17,000 total can be into gold. How many players is there? How many accounts is there? You're telling me 17,000 is the total that you're going to allow to be in, the gold ranking, but yet you require it for a mission to progress? That doesn't make sense. Then you have idle accounts just sitting in the way. It's a nightmare. Nobody wants to do it. The matchmaking is always, horrible. I open mine up right now. I'm level 89. Every account I see is going to be level 100 or, with 4-star everything, 6-star, awakenings. It's just a nightmare. It's not even worth playing. I let those keys just go to hell.
Okay. I think one of the better things to do is maybe after an account has been inactive for 4 weeks in a row, you send it down to bronze 1 and let them climb back up, right? I think that's pretty fair punishment. A, and then B, you want to be inactive. That's it. Although Toxic Whale again seems to have the easiest ability, he says Tag Team Arena is easy, guys. Just beat the other team, get a better account.
Jeez, dude.
Go mortgage your house and just get a better account. Copium, I don't know, man. That's your dep right there, isn't it?
We're gonna have a talk after this, bro, for sure. One-on-one after the pod. Dude, one thing about this that I just thought of would be nice is, what if you didn't lose your spot where you're at in Tag Team Arena, but what if your account got a Tag Team Arena debuff on it that reduced your team's power by 25% because you've been inactive for so long that it just makes the teams you have set do reduced damage.
Kind of like a deserter debuff from Raid.
Yeah, exactly.
From World of Warcraft.
Exactly. Yeah, something like that. So then if you come back, you're not like, holy shit, dude, I'm in bronze 1 again. But now I do one battle, I lose the buff or the debuff, and then I'm right back pushing to where I was at. I mean, because I'm somebody, I run multiple accounts, like I've got like 12 accounts. I'm playing on 3 right now, but it's like, so there's accounts that I'm not touching, but I will go back to them eventually. And to have to restart completely in Classic Arena sucks every time. But if I could just get like your team has diminished power due to, inactivity, and then I have to queue for a battle and then the debuff drops off and I'm just right back to it. Like, why not, dude? Just do something to make silver, because silver's the problem.
Right.
It's not gold, it's not bronze. Silver is the issue, and that's where everybody needs to be anyway.
So maybe one of the things that they might want to look at then is, having certain tiers be on a weekly reset and then the climb up, like up to silver 1 or silver 4. You could climb up throughout the week. Accounts, well, maybe that might actually cause more problems pushing up and down because you'd have a lot more people trying to go for it.
I think the plat idea honestly is would solve everything. Plat would be the new gold would be silver, and
I think that would probably be, quite honest, the best thing that they could do. But we're gonna have to wait and see what they do. We are running short on time. I did want to talk about a live arena post that I saw on Reddit, but we will be saving that for next week's podcast. I do want to get a quick thought on the event that we're going to be having tomorrow, the deck event. Some people are having mixed feelings about this, right? Because it's going to be soul stones and I think getting artifacts, and they locked 140 points behind this for the Titan Path event. That said, are you going for it? What are you thinking? Because I feel like this is the calm before the storm, especially with the soul stones, because no leaks, but I feel like we're going to be getting a guaranteed champion soon that's going to require these. That said, Ken, what are your thoughts on it? Are you going for this, or are you going to skip it?
I mean, obviously, like everybody else, I prefer to 2x. I wish there's a 2x during this deck of fate so we can do like double, There is a here's the thing, like Titan point, sure, but you can skip 250 Titan points. So if you don't like this thing, you can skip that one. Which is, I'm thinking that at the moment, the other reward we are going to get on the Stack of Fate event, which is the material, crafted material for the event dungeon, right? That's the problem too. I am not huge fan of the current event dungeon. It's not like last one. You know, last one, we was able to craft cat gaze. This one,
I agree
HP
with
burn.
you.
HP burn one is good, legendary. I mean, sure, there is a chance you can craft the mythical out of the legendaries, which is they are not going to give you mythical crafted material on the Stack of Fate. They are only going to give you legendary, guys. Okay, keep that on your mind. Which is you need to flip the purple card for that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure the flipping 3 purple card in row is going to give you mythical, which is they didn't mention that. But that's extremely hard scenario. Plus, you cannot pin on the Stack of Fate event. No pin. Also remember that.
Wow.
So again, mythical crown is good if you manage to craft that. But beside that one, and if you don't have a Vulcanus, you don't have to worry about the HP burn one. That much. I mean, it's kind of weak, man. Like event dungeon in general is the weak. Like same for the relics. They are kind of weak. We are looking wrong.
Third one.
Oh,
Yeah. Third one.
sorry. I was gonna
Nope,
say I was
that's
like,
fourth one.
this is like the best one.
There, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, so this one right now is probably the best one.
Crown, I
Um,
believe, the best one.
I
This
like
one?
Crown more.
No, crown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
That
giving
one's-
insane
that one's
amount of
disgusting,
speed.
dude.
yeah, that's crazy. I've got 2 of the gilded peon, yeah, whatever. I've got 2 of this one and 2 of the Gaze of the Damnation, but yeah, I don't know. I like this one, but it's not good for go second teams. You have to be on a go first team to be able to abuse this. That said, King, what about yourself? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna push for it. I'm gonna pop what I can get out of it. I think Plarium's kind of shown their hand pretty hardcore in the last couple weeks by doing the fusion, then having the Titan event, but then wrapping Titan event points into the cleanup events for the fusion. So all the people that pushed fast to get the champion were still forced into doing all the events if they wanted to max out for the 5-star soul. And then now on top of it, they're doing a deck of fates that wraps into everything. And it's kind of just like, holy shit, man, can we breathe? Like, I know the answer to that is no, and you can not do anything that you don't want to do. Like at the end of the day, this is all optional. But if you're pushing and you're trying to, be the best, do the best, have the best, then there's no break. And so I'm going to stack up what I can get. I'm going to pull what I can get. And then I'm going to keep getting relics that don't have anything to do with the event dungeon or with the event relics, because I can't pull good relics to save my life.
Yeah, it sounds like, that was the complaint I got from Bick, because I asked him, I said, hey, can we trade one of these wands of submissions for a crown? Because I literally cannot get a crown for the life of me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so Bick and I, we've disagreed on many things, but the things that we agree on are the relic system is complete trash in terms of crafting and some other things, but this is what we're talking about right now.
PJ, what about you? Are you going to be going for this event?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like Ken mentioned, I'm not a big fan of these relics compared to the Cascades. Cascades, I went really, really hard for the relic materials to try to get as many Cascades as possible. These ones just don't really do it for me as much. I don't have a Volcanos or something that would really benefit from the HP burn one. Not saying that I want to get one in the future. I still want to get an HP burn relic, but it's not as universal as the Cascades. The mythicals are good, but it's a mythical. We're not getting any mythical materials from here. These suck to have the points in, because you're gonna almost have to do the whole thing if you're gonna want the points, or it's gonna be super RNG, like how many points you're gonna need to get it. Yeah, I don't know. There's also no 2x for the soul stones. I feel like this is again more bait. I feel like there's gonna be something better with soul stones in the future, and if there's not, I don't know, I'll just keep saving. But Yeah, I don't know. Not a too big of a fan of this deck of Fate.
Okay, fair point. Gessel, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be pushing at all for it. I think I've gotten all the Titan events. I guess I'm going for the 5-star Titan. Why not? But I think I've gotten enough point or all the points so far, so I think I can skip those. So I'm not too concerned about it. Yeah, I'm not in love with it's just for relics basically.
Yeah.
Relic
Materials.
Materials,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's probably easy skip.
Okay. And the curse, what about yourself?
For me, it's an easy skip. Personally, I would rather, instead of them doing like relic materials, like put in somewhere along the lines of guaranteed, relic, a guaranteed Lego, a guaranteed mythical, something like that. I mean, to put in all the grinding to get everything, to do the deck of fate and to get all your flips, and then to go into the forge and then just get let down off of it because they decided to give you a rare instead. That hurts.
Okay.
But yeah, for me, it's an easy skip.
I think what they're looking at, guys, is the best reward here is going to be the primal shard, which is going to give you a 3-star chicken in the end. So that's what they're kind of hoping that everybody goes for, right? That said, yeah, I don't see any events. I don't think there's going to be any 3Xs or anything else like that. I'm not farming the dungeon myself, as it's too overtuned. I mean, and let me cut into this real quick. By the way, if you guys are interested in an avatar, I don't know what the avatar looks like. I have an assumption that
it's going to looks like in the game index.
Okay, so it's gonna it's gonna be in the game index. She's
Demon Spawn.
Demon Spawn, yeah. Okay, so if you're looking for the avatar like this, there are videos that some of us are putting in. There is a complete list. You never know if you're gonna win or not. I mean, more of the smaller creators don't usually have that much. I think I've only gotten like 5 or 6 entries, and we're allowed to give 10 out. So if you guys are interested in this, make sure you go and you click on the Chaos Awakening event. Enter in on all of them. Doesn't really matter. You do one video and you go in on everybody's, right? Just climb the highest stage you can, not using any mythicals and using champions. Only I think it's from, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but it's Dwarves, Shadowkins, and Sylvan Watchers. You can't use G-Nut, can't use Geomancer, and you can't use Acrizia. Although you can use yourself if you did get him. Where is he? Kaldor, right?
I mean, so if you can help you, sure.
If you had him, it seems what I did was an ally attack team. I'm not aiming to win the competition, but I'm a sucker for the avatars. That said, make sure both myself, Ken, and Gessel, did you go for this or no?
No, I haven't done it.
No. There's a couple of creators out there. You never know. Try your luck out, get something in. The more you enter, the better it is. So again, I did want to talk a little bit about Live Arena, but I think it might be better to wait till the end of the season, which has got one more week. Next week, we will not be having a podcast as I have to drop my kids off at camp. I know Ken's got a wedding to go to. Unfortunately, it's not his own. Sometime
my
soon.
Sister.
Well, congratulations to your sister. Sometime soon, maybe Ken will have one. If he hits a
soon, coming soon.
Plarium soon. That said, hey, Dekurs, where can people come and find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitch TV. I am live randomly and periodically. Don't have really a set schedule, but come check me out. Give me a follow, and we'll complain about this game together.
Awesome. Yeah, so where can everybody come and find you?
I guess Little Gaming on Twitch and on YouTube. I stream Sunday through Friday, 2 to 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome. PJ, where can everybody come and find you?
MXPJE, Twitch and YouTube stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day as much as possible. Come say what's up.
All right. And Ken, where can everybody come and find you?
Final can put you both YouTube and Twitch. I'm live streaming guys every single day at the Clubhouse Reset. By the way, can I say one thing extra?
Yep.
We are doing account giveaway right now, guys. Going to be next week. So if you guys don't want to miss that out, the video on my YouTube. Good luck.
It's already rigged. It's coming to me for like my 14th account.
No.
And
I could
King,
use Lucky
before
13.
King, before you go, I want you to say Feral 3 times in a row. Just say Feral.
Feral.
Feral. Yes, thank you. Let's go. Since you did take over for, damn it!
Oh.
I get the epic.
Way to go, King Copium. Copium King at it again, dude.
You got the fusion
Hey,
epic.
you can complete the
Congratulations.
fusion.
Yay,
Oh,
fusion.
shit.
I was
little
hoping
too
for an extra
late.
Feral. You know, the last time we get the guy in your spot, Mr. Zero Brew kind of gave me
Harima.
a Harima. So I was hoping maybe you could do the
Yeah.
same thing for me, but you know, apparently not. But hey, where can people come and find you?
Twitch.tv, King_Copium. I'm streaming damn near every single day. I try to go as long as I can. We're a laid back atmosphere. We like to kick it, talk shit. We just do the thing and play the game, dude. Perseverance always prevails in the King Copium den.
Let's go. And while we're at it, King, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
Shout out today is now DeCurse, don't fight me too hard. Shout out today is going to go to Farbstoff for RSL Helper. Does a ton for the community. He does stream on Twitch. Please go make sure you guys go drop him a follow. If you guys use the tool, I always go in there and drop him a thank you when the update comes in, because I use it every single day. And when it's down, life sucks. So
That is
that's
true.
what I got.
Ken, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I like to shout out the Nesos Teman TV. He's also a live streamer on the Twitch, guys, playing Raid Shadow Legends. Make sure to check them out. There is the link over there.
Awesome. PJ, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I'm giving a shout out. I can't find his freaking link, but we're gonna shout out to Zero Brew, one of our co-hosts. He's on vacation for a couple of weeks. Hopefully, he's gonna have a great time, and miss having him here. But it was good having new people on as well. And yeah, so definitely shout out ZB.
Awesome. Gessel, what you got for a shout out for me?
Well, that's who I was gonna shout out, bro.
Gotcha.
One
now
over
I'm
to the
struggling.
Continues.
I'm struggling to find anyone else
I
here
can't find his
real
link.
quickly. Here we go. Let's give my man, you know it, my man Pogo Pink Tag. Give him a follow. I love Pogo. He's streaming all the time. He's always positive, always sexy. Go over there, give him a follow.
Awesome. DeCurst, what do you have for a shout out for me, bro? Sorry, mouth's dry.
Nam Chomsky on Twitch.
Let's go.
Nam has been a fantastic, streamer. He is great at giving advice, and he does free account takeovers to do help for people on stages to help progress them, to keep them moving. You know, when people are stuck, he'll get you, in motion and help you to keep your account moving along. Fantastic dude, always a positive attitude, always, insightful. Check him out.
Awesome. And I'm going to shout out the guy we're actually going to raid out to, which is going to be Mr. Grim Reaper TV. When you guys do head over there, make sure you wish him a happy birthday. He loves that. But great guy. I remember hanging out with him in Discord when I was in SP, and we would be pushing plat. They'd be like, "Done us there." I miss those days. That said, guys, we thank you all so much for hanging out with us this Sunday. We again will be off next week, so we will miss you all. We'll be back the week after. As always, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time.